Hi guys, welcome back. This is now issue 97 of Build Your Own Star Wars R2D2. Okay, so in this issue, it says wiring connections. On the back it says we're doing cable clips and fixings, camera and a lens. I think it's a replacement lens from what we've already got, but I'm sure more will come to light on that when we get on with the build. So without further ado, let's go down and we'll crack on. So here we go, this is obviously 97, so I'm going to open the bag. And reveal all inside. So, here we go. We've got this little note here. Dear customer, in it R2D2 issue 97, the sockets are designed that the plugs will only fit one way round. Be very careful to line up the slots in the side correctly. Do not attempt to force a plug in the wrong way round. This could cause damage to the connections and may even damage the circuit board or other components once power is applied. Yours sincerely, Deagostini. So there you go, and we've got like a little image there. I mean, most of you probably already knew that. I did. So yeah, I suppose it's good for them to check. I suppose those that may not have any knowledge in electronics, or it's their first sort of time playing with electronics, then that is a really good thing to put in. So yeah, thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to open this and we'll see what we've got. Ooh, lots of things, cable ties, cable tidies and all sorts. So we've got 7 cable ties which are in there. A camera, so we've got the camera now. That is tiny, isn't it? Really tiny. Okay, I'll leave that in there for now. We've got a new lens cover and it looks lighter than the original one, so perhaps there was a problem when they came to design. Maybe the camera was too dark. So we've got that lens there. We've got 3 fixing screws, that's all we've got in this. And I'm going to open these because we've got a lot of cable clips. I think they're more for labelling. So we've got 4 lots of these sort of cable clips, and on them they've got different things. So you've got H out, CFS, mic, on off, power. So these are basically just going to mark all the cables up. RFIR, CFIR, LFIR, RFM, LFM, HM. Yeah, all sorts of weird and wonderful things on there. Okay. So the first thing we want us to do is nothing to do with the camera at the moment. Okay, this is looking really complicated. I'm doing a classic. I'm looking ahead, and I shouldn't because it's making it all look really complicated. I'm going to move everything aside. Okay, step 1. The labels are a range of different letter codes. Take the sprue that has labelled with the code LHIR on it. Okay, so I can tell it's going to be one with 8 on. LHIR. You know, it just says it there. So we want that sprue first. Cut the label off the sprue as close as possible to the end. So you're left with a piece like this. So it wants us to actually take off LHIR. And I have actually got some proper cutters here. And I'm going to cut that with the back side, because obviously the back side's flat against there. Like so. You should have that. Okay, fold it back on itself, but do not clip the barbed end into the slot. So we're just going to literally bring it round to here, just to bend that into shape. This is the label for the left head position sensor. Uncoil the cable attached to this sensor mounted on the top frame, making sure you don't mix up left and right. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to make some room, because things could get fun. Okay, so we're working with these sensors up the top, and it's pointing at this one here, and if you see on the top of the circuit board there, it does say L. You've got L and R. So we want to unravel the cable, but I've already done that. Okay, and then we need the end of the cable. And I'm not sure if it matters which way this goes on as such, but it's got the image showing the blue cable on the left, and then we're going to pop the cable clip in, and I assume snap them shut. There we go. Oh, that was quite difficult actually. So then we've got LHR IR written on there, see, and then that's locked together now. Okay. Okay, so we've basically got to go around and fit the rest of them. Okay, just looking ahead. Right, okay, so I've basically now got a diagram, and I'm going to move this out of the way. So we've got this diagram. This is one we've just fitted, and it says there, this is the label showing being fitted on the opposite page. So we've done this cable, so now we need to go around and fit these onto all of the cables. Okay, I don't think there's any need for me to show you this one by one, so I'm going to sort of do that and then come back. Okay guys, so I am back. So yeah, there wasn't really, as I said, there wasn't any need for me to show you that really. It was quite, it didn't take too long, but you've just got to study the magazine. Oops, sorry, put it this way around might help. And just follow the directions, and it tells you what each cable is, and then all you're going to do is label them up accordingly. So I've just gone through and labelled everything up. It does say in the magazine when you come to this cable from the leg, you've obviously got two cables going into the one plug. it's only necessary just to put that round one of the wires, because otherwise it's not going to fit round both. So yeah, everything's got a label on it, apart from this black and red wire here. Doesn't need a label. That's the only one. Okay, so once we've done all that, we can drop this back down. Oh. And we'll be working on the bench for a moment. So we need to take the battery pack that we got, which is here, and we're going to be labelling these, and there's not that many to label, so I'll do that on the camera. Okay, so two of them have cables out of the yeah. Okay, so two of these have labels. So the one that hasn't got a label is, again, this black and red one here. This doesn't need a label. I'm just going to slide that up. So we're just going to label these two here. So the big chunky black and red cable here is power. So it's just a case of looking through the sprues to find the one that says power, which is this one here. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that on. Okay, so that's that one labelled, and then this one, which is the blue, black and red wire, is the charging signal cable, and that's marked CS, I suppose, for charging. Oh, charging signal. Okay, so that's those labelled up. We're now going to put that aside again, and we need to retrieve the cables that we got in a previous issue. We had two cables, didn't we, about issue 53, that we used to connect the circuit boards together, and we also used them for testing the leg sensors. Well, we're going to need these cables now. So the blue, green, yellow and orange wire is going to be labelled SC. Okay, so it wants us to lay this out, and we should have two. Yeah, we do. We should have two labels that say SC, and we're going to put one on each end of the cable. So I'm just going to put one on this end. These are quite stiff to get in. Okay, so there we go. That one says SC, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. SC. Okay, and then we've got these labelled up, and then we're going to do the same for the other one. This one's obviously the orange, red, dark yellow and yellow, that looks like, or brown. Maybe that's brown, red, orange, yellow even. Okay, and then these are going to be marked up MC, as in MC Hammer, yeah. see. Okay, and then we're going to pop those on. So that's that one. And then one the other side. Okay, so that's those two labelled up now. Okay, next it wants us to slide the cover back onto the battery box. We're not going to put any batteries in at this stage. We're literally just going to slide that back on, and we're going to fix this down with two of the self-tapping screws. And I'm going to have to get the screw pot out. Okay, and we're just going to use the two normal black screws. That's not actually the right screw. Oh, there you go. They just got mixed up. So yeah, as I say, two of the normal self-tapping black screws that we've been using. And we're just going to screw that in, just to secure those into place. Okay. And once we've done that, if you remember, we actually got issued this little tiny screwdriver. I think it was issue 92, was it? We're going to need that. And I think it'll make it easier. I mean, it's telling us to tip up R2D2 upside down, but I don't think there's any need for that when we've got this screwdriver supplied. So I'm just going to adjust your view. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to undo the screws for the battery cover. Like so, and we're just going to drop that down. Okay, we're then going to fit the actual battery compartment, and it wants it in this orientation. So you want the wires to your left, and we're going to pop the wires in and up through there you go, the centre ring, the bottom centre ring. Make sure the wires are pulled through with it, and then we're going to slide that up into place, bringing the wires with it. Okay. That'll then put that into place, and then we've got the wires coming out the back. I hope you can see that okay. Okay. And then obviously when you'll notice that there's two bits here, so as you push that up, it will actually keep that into place. That's a really good idea. Okay. Make sure it goes all the way in. Okay, and then we're going to refit the access panel. Oh, so bearing in mind, we're probably going to have to take all this apart again, because obviously we've got the batteries here, but we haven't fitted the batteries yet. So we're going to have to take this out at a later stage. Okay, so that's the battery pack inserted as well. Okay, the next thing it wants us to do is connect the the red black wire, which we didn't label. So I'm just going to turn this round. Okay, so we didn't label this one here, and we didn't label this one here. So we're going to connect them together. And I've just noticed these wires need to be up through the centre and this side of the frame. Move that out of the way so we can see what's going on. Right, so it comes out from there. Okay, and then we're going to connect these two together that we didn't label, and they're just going to be pushed in and they snap into place. And that's our first connection done. Okay. Okay, once we've done that, it then wants us to make the connections. And what I'll do is I'll show you this, and again, I'm going to cut because I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch me plugging various wires in. I don't think it makes for very good viewing. But I'll read this to you first. So it says all the cables that you've been labelling plug into the sockets into the MCU or sensor control board. So they're we've got all the connections that we've got in there now. Okay. Matching up the letter codes. So everything we've just labelled is going to have a corresponding label on the actual control unit itself, and it says it all around the edge. It says make the connections in the order shown on the following pages, and this will avoid tangling any cables, some of which do need to be carefully routed. So we're going to start obviously with one. We're going to plug one in, then it wants us to plug number 2 in, which is up here, and so on. And as you can see, there's just a barrage of pictures of each individual cable and where it needs to go. So just follow that carefully. Okay, and there's there's three pages of that. And then we're going to be doing some other bits, and it looks like taking the battery box out again that we've just put in. So right, I'll be right back before we get to this stage. All I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to go through this, connect all the connections up, and then I'll be back with you. Okie doke, I am back. That was a little bit, that was fiddly. I must admit, that was quite fiddly. But that's all done. All the connections are made. It does tell you step by step where to route the wires. One of them I had to guess, so I just went by the pictures because the pictures didn't look quite right. However, I think we are all good. So, what it's asking us to do now is to undo the battery panel again. And this is just to check that we, after wiring everything in, the wires haven't snagged where they shouldn't. Because obviously we need to be able to get access to the battery pack when we put the batteries in. And, you know, in the future. So, it's just asking us to take that out and just check that this battery pack comes out, which it does, just. Leaving us access to the screws there. So I'm happy with that. It's a bit awkward, but yeah, I'm happy that that is working correctly. Okay, so we're going to be working from above now. We need to do some cable tying, so we've got some more cable management to do. And I'll do this on camera. So, looking at the top, I'll just put one of these screws back in. I'm not going to put them all the way in for the battery cover, just enough to keep that into place. Right, so we're looking at the top here, in this corner here. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to cable tie this cable here the orange cable, which we, well, you wouldn't have seen, but these are the last cables to go in. So we need to cable tie that up here round the frame. So I'm just going to get the cable ties out. Okay, right, so we need to cable tie this red and black wire where was it doing that? Okay, so it's not really enough reach on there, but we'll just do what we can do. This cable here, the flex from the leg and this orange cable, and we're going to run a cable tie under all of those and then secure that down. Okay, that's actually okay. Alright. And then that should look like that. Okay, and then we're going to trim that cable tie, and that's that part done. We're going to route the rest of this yellow cable around the frame like so, sort of, and then with another cable tie we're going to attach this yellow cable just here where this groove is. Okay, so I'm going to just pull that up, not do it too tight at the moment. I'm going to get this cable just about where I want it. Okay, I'm just going to loosen that cable tie off. There is a way to do that. Just use a scalpel or something, and then you can just pull that back. Right, there you go. You can pull that back, so I've got a bit more movement again. So it's sort of saying to just route it round like that. It doesn't really make it clear, but it's definitely on the framework, so I think that's going to be fine. So I'm just going to tighten that a fraction more, and I'm going to leave it at that. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. So we're just going to run that round here. Okay, and then that goes into there. Right. Done that. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same on the other side now, but with this side, and we haven't got to put any other cables underneath. So on this side, it's just going to be the cable from the leg and the SC cable, the blue one. Okay, I'm going to cut that. And then the same, we're going to follow this cable round. And this one's a little bit tighter, so it should sit better. We'll just cable tie that down here just to get that out of the way. Okay, I think that will be good enough. Okay, we're going to secure both the head position sensor cables at the bottom of this upright to complete the job. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab these two wires from the sensors, and we're going to get a tie and just go round and secure it to the post. And let me move this so you can see a bit better. Just about to see what I'm doing here. So you've got the sensor cables coming down, and we're just going to secure that to the bottom of the pole there. And snip that, and there we go. That's those secured into place. So yeah, that was it, and wow, what an issue. We've done so much. As I say, this was an extremely difficult sort of build to film, this one, because you just would have been sat there watching me plug wires in, and it's not like I can really explain. You really do need to just concentrate and go by the magazine. There was no way that I could film that. It does do step by step on exactly where to put all the cables, and then what to plug things in, and there's like 3 pages of that. So obviously I have filmed what I was doing. I'm gonna, obviously, as you saw, I did a speed build just for that part, because yeah, it would have been a bit silly if I just gone through every single wire I was doing. But no, really happy with that. It's looking great. We've got all the wires inside. I think that's it for the inside now. So obviously we'll have more wire fun when obviously the dome goes on, because we're going to have to be wiring up the dome to the main body as well. So I reckon that obviously the body panels will go on last, because we're going to have to fit the dome, then wire it, and then I think the body panels would probably go on afterwards. That's what I reckon. But no, really enjoyed that build. So yeah, until next time, take care. Please like, share, subscribe. If you wish to buy me a coffee, there is a link in the description below. But no, apart from that, take care. Thank you so much, and see you soon.